Pool party after the outdoor municipal swimming pool closes for the season. The last day for public swimming will be Friday, August the 18th from 9 a.m. until noon, and the puppy pool party will take place Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. This is the second year for the Puppy Pool Party, an event to mark the end of the summer swimming season at the outdoor pool. Owners may only wade in water up to knee deep and, of course, must clean up after their pet. Children are not allowed in the pool during the event. All dogs must be non-aggressive and on leashes. Also, owners need to have proof of current vaccinations. The entrance fee is $3 per dog, or each owner may bring a donation of canned or dry dog food to support the Oak Ridge Animal Shelter. For more information, call 425-3450. The Roane County Fire Department will host a free...
All right, so there's a youth movement, but what happens to the older guys? Hi, this is Brent McMillan. You're listening to the Orion.
Good evening. Welcome to the locker room, and I'll get mic'd up here, and we'll get ready to go here. But welcome.
Welcome. Glad to be here.
And it's kickoff time.
Man, it's close, isn't it?
Well, we're
probably within
24 hours.
24 hours away for some Thursday night games. But you're right, it's close. It's time to go. Got hot, so you know it's football time. So it's, right here and rain. So we're ready to go. Let's go. Let's see who's for real and who's for not. Who's for just pretend.
Have a nice schedule of first round games. A bunch of rivalries going on right off the bat. And David, for a lot of high school football teams, well, and you could be said for college as well. A lot of teams looking to improve. A lot of teams trying to stay where they were, not lose ground. And right off the bat, when we talk about these schedules, week one, very, very important.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams got high hopes right now, but we'll see. Because Saturday morning, there'll be a lot of happy coaches, and there'll be a lot of disappointed coaches.
And that's what I'm saying.
And fans likewise.
And it sets the tone for a lot of
Sets the tone for the rest of the year. Hey, it's interesting. I'm watching. What was I watching today? Paul Feinbach had.
Is that all you have to do? Just sit around all afternoon, just watch
TV? I have my granddaughter's babysitting, so I got her after school. But anyway, listen, I'm watching Paul Feinbaum, and they got the guy from writes for the Sentinel, Griffin, and he's talking about how important. And I told my wife when she walked in the room, I said, "Me and Ron Barry's been talking about this for 3 weeks. They've just now figured out that the Georgia Tech game's important. Same thing in high school. This first football game, I don't care who you got, you want to start out with a W."
Well, and some of them are more important than others, and we'll talk about it as we go through that schedule. Because for a team, for instance, that's trying to get things back on and right the ship, and you have a winnable game, and you don't win it, man, that just knocks the wind out of your sails.
That's what I'm saying. That first game, I really don't care who that first game is important. And, they've just decided now that this Georgia Tech game is really important. Oh. Hey, and you heard what Georgia Tech's done? They've bought up the biggest majority of the tickets, so it will actually be like a home game for Georgia Tech. They said there'd be more Georgia Tech fans than there would be Tennessee fans.
It won't happen.
What they said?
Well, I mean, they may be buying the tickets, but they'll end up selling them to Big Orange fans.
I don't know. It's not how they talk today.
You wait and see.
I'm just telling you.
My money is on more Orange.
Well,
I mean,
we'll see.
Just to begin with, Georgia Tech Stadium seats how many?
55,000.
That's it. You're on the air?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
I was wondering what you think about the outcome of the Oak Ridge and Dobyns-Bennett game taking on first game of the season, how you think it's going to go.
Well, no, actually, it's not the first game. The first game will be Hardin Valley coming to Oak Ridge.
I thought it was Dobyns-Bennett.
Yeah, no, Dobyns-Bennett. They have Hardin Valley and Farragut and Dobbins Bennett. Bang, bang, bang.
How do you think those games are going to go without Higgins?
I think, and that's a good question. Right off the bat, I think Oak Ridge can be just as good as or better football team, because I think what happens when you have a T. Higgins or you have one person, I think a lot of those players sit around and wait for Higgins to do, or that particular person to do a big job. Don't worry, Higgins will make a big play. Higgins will do this. Higgins will do that. So I think you probably all around, you never want to lose a T. Higgins. But I think sometimes as a football team, you might be a little better grounded, and you might be a little stronger.
They say one man don't make a team, but he made a lot of plays for Oak Ridge.
He made a lot of plays, and if it weren't for those plays, they wouldn't have finished as strong as they did. But I think sometimes, you can. Well, Higgins will intercept a pass, or Higgins will catch a touchdown pass or something. But what do you think, David?
Oh, I agree with you. Now they don't know who they're going to go to. So I think it makes their offense a little bit more potent.
Because if they don't know necessarily who you're going to, it's harder for the defensive coaches to scheme something rather than to scheme it against Higgins all the way.
They had another note. How do you think Cofield's going to do this year?
Well, I'll turn that over to David, because
I personally think Cofield's playing in Cookeville here in a few weeks. So that's just me, but I believe they're built to go this year. I mean, they'll have one of the best single-A football teams around here. They for sure have one of the best quarterbacks in the area. That's for sure. Parker McKinney.
He's a good guy. He's a good ball player.
Well, he's a good ball player. So they've got I think that's a team that I said I think will be in Cookeville this year.
Do you think it'll be between Cofield and Greenback?
Yeah, probably so. It'll probably come down to that. And it has for the last 3, 4, 5 years anyway.
It could play twice?
Could play twice. Sure could. Sure could. But now, I read an article in the paper maybe yesterday, or it might have been this morning. Greenback thinks they're going back too. They want to go back too. So I just think it's Cofield's year. I just think this will be the time for them to go back. It should be a team that's loaded.
A lot of that.
Fellas, I appreciate the show, y'all. Have a great one now.
Appreciate you. A lot of that could be too. Where's the game played?
I don't know.
No, what I'm saying is, in the playoffs. In the playoffs.
Yeah, and that makes what? It is. But I've been down there with Brad when Cofield went to Greenback and won.
Oh, I'm just saying,
had a chance.
But that's a plus.
Cofield had a chance down there last year to win the ball game too, and I don't know what happened. It's just like they just sort of, it was just meant to be the other way for Greenback to win. But Cofield was in contention in that game the whole way through, except for maybe the last couple minutes.
I'd still rather be playing at home.
Well, I had to, but I can tell you this. I was standing on the Cofield sidelines when they beat Greenback a few years ago. And, I just think it's just Cofield's year. I'm sure Greenback's going to have a little bit to say with that, and everybody else they play. But they'll line them up, and Coach Henry and them will line them up, and they'll play them, and it'll be okay.
Sure. You're on the air.
Hey, y'all wouldn't think that 3D would call in today, would you?
I didn't figure he'd call tonight.
Hey, y'all see the 3D, the D is the DW. What about the DR, the D right? Hey, I understand getting off starting on the back, Queener, you and Ron. I understand a guy from our core, their best player, 3-star athlete, got kicked off the team for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago.
Well, no, that was just last week. It was last week that happened. And you wonder what was the magnitude of the situation that caused him to get the 3-star player. He always getting recruited by several D1 schools for ranking a guy, a coach of that caliber, to kick a 3-star player off like
the
entire season.
It actually committed to Tennessee.
Yeah, well, you think that kind of player, for ranking and say, well, we ain't going to suspend him for 3 or 4 games. We're going to suspend him for a whole season.
I
How vital is that?
I sort of admire Rankin for doing that.
Well, I admire him too, because you know you just want T. Higgins. See, that's what I'm talking about, the 3Ds. A player, he must apparently don't have 3D, because he did. He wouldn't let his team down.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let himself down. When you got the determination, dedication, and desire, just like I allude to every week. And I know what 3Ds will do when you have a good attitude.
But you need some I in that, too. You need an I in that, integrity.
Huh?
You need an I, integrity.
No, dedication will take care of that integrity.
No.
Determination.
No.
Hey, Will, because you dedicated, you committed, Ron.
No.
I just need to leave.
Yeah, when you got 3Ds, you take all the players that I can go through, just like Tom Brady, and the ones that dedicate themselves committed, they are successful. Take Jason Witten, I alluded to. Take Bill Bates. When that kid had the 3Ds, he wouldn't be get off. T. Higgins had it, and he still got it. And you won't watch that guy elevate his game under Dabo Swinney.
Well, one thing about it.
The 3Ds.
One thing,
all
if
that
you're
in attitude. I
if you're
had it.
wait just a minute, if you're looping and you're putting everything in those 3Ds, one thing
gotta
about it,
connect.
you couldn't have a conversation with Butch Jones.
He won't let you talk.
No,
Yeah, he
that's
always
too,
got words.
too many.
I tell you what, he better win more than 5 games.
Too many phrases for him. See, if you're looping all that into 3Ds, you can't talk to him.
Well, no, you can't talk to Butch Jones, but I tell you what, you find a coach that got the 3Ds, you got old Saban, and you got some old Dabo Swinney, you can't lose with the stuff you use, because they're excellent coaches. And I tell you what, old Key Higgins, I heard he been doing pretty well. Why he been down there, he had left in June. And like I said, you take a guy, he can be 5-star, but if he don't have them 3Ds, Ron and David, he ain't going to be successful. Because it's all in your attitude, and you put them 3Ds together with a good attitude, you got success. No matter you're in the political world, sports world, or business world, you're going to succeed.
No, you got a lot of people that had 3Ds that didn't succeed because they didn't have integrity.
Well, if they had an attitude propels you. It catapults you to the next level.
Yeah, but attitude don't start with a C or a D.
Hey, attitude when you go against whoever you going to. Well, Magic Johnson had the 3D. When he went up against Jordan, he didn't let down. He had the attitude to be successful.
You can't get in on it. Listen, DW, your coach.
Hey, no,
your coach. Hold on a minute now. Your coach, Joe Gaddis, will be on here at 8 o'clock following us tonight. I don't think you've got enough nerve to call in and ask him any questions.
When? Tonight?
Tonight at 8 o'clock. He'll be right here tonight at 8 o'clock.
Hey,
I don't think you have the nerve to call it.
Yeah, you know what, Queen, I'm going to tell you something. Hey, I make a mother grizzly bear leave her cub. If I did that, who is Coach Gaddis to scare me? Huh? If I make a grizzly bear, you know what, Queen? If I went up there at Gatlinburg right now, and the grizzly bear, especially when they hunting for food for their cubs, do you think they're gonna run for me?
Yeah, they'll run.
I make that grizzly bear, mother grizzly, leave her cub.
I'm gonna leave you some parting words, okay? I don't want you to have a stroke before Gaddis comes on tonight.
No,
Oak Ridge 21.
I think a grizzly bear leaves her cub.
Hold on.
Hunting for food.
Hold on, we ain't talking about grizzly bears.
That is,
Oak Ridge.
Well.
Just go ahead and get the score.
I don't want to be one of them for the fourth in a row.
Oak Ridge 21, Hardin Valley 17 Friday night. Wildcats roll.
Well, I ain't so sure of that, even though I'm an Oak Ridge fan.
Well, you got a chance at 8 o'clock to call your favorite coach and talk to him.
Hey, they got one of the best running backs in the state.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. 21-17, Oak Ridge.
Oh, Oak Ridge. Oh, okay. Who? Yeah. Hardin Valley got one of the better running backs in the state.
I understand
that. That's all right.
We've got Coach Gaddis on the sidelines. That's all we need.
Hey, need
Well,
a prayer.
they'll pray before
just-
the game.
Just like my mama said, prayer changes things.
They'll pray before the game.
This season,
Stay-
they get out the gate. Like you said, Queena, 2 weeks ago, Oak Ridge got to get to Cookville.
Yeah, we're getting there
If
this
they don't
year.
get to Cookville, then we're going to see a change.
Well,
Okay.
Just stay tuned. You're gonna be surprised with some predictions here.
Keep on watching, okay?
Stay tuned.
Well, I tell you what, I know Fergus is champion to somebody. Like Rick Fresh said, that old statement, hey, to beat a man, you got to beat the man, and they ain't played this year, but at the same time, they got the gold ball.
Hang on, I'll tell you some other things.
See you later.
on. See you.
Thank you.
All right, then.
Okay, so we got to take a break. I think the lines are so hot that
We're chasing grizzly. I didn't know there was grizzly
Chasing
bears in the
grizzlies.
Smoky Mountains. These black bears up there,
Wow.
not grizzlies. So he'd run a grizzly bear's
we're
mother
gonna
out.
we're gonna
Okay.
take a break. We'll be right back.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods, we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
In today's world, you don't stay in business long without providing exceptional customer service. The Duff family has been providing exceptional customer service for over 44 years. Our customers rate us highly, as shown by the fact we're the only dealer in Tennessee to have earned the Subaru Stellar Care Award for customer satisfaction 6 years in a row. Check our online reviews or ask your friends. They'll tell you to come to Earl Duff Subaru, where buying is a pleasure.
Choose 0% APR financing on all new 2017 Outback models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
I got to go to the UT Clemson game in 1974, see two of my favorites hook up for a game-winning touchdown.
One of my favorite memories was the 98 Florida game when they ended up throwing the goalposts in the river.
I went to the 0-2 Tennessee-Arkansas overtime victory, and to this day my wife still gives me a hard time for leaving early.
2 years ago, I got to go to my first Vanderbilt game with my dad, who says he's a good luck charm. That game he was.
I want to say that I was there when they did it, and they're going to do it again, and I know it.
Calhoun's, over 30 years of love and ribs.
It's this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
At Oak Ridge.
What they're telling us tonight.
And if that's the case, Triple D, you come out and all of my bones from my ribs, I'll throw in a bag for you, so when you get them grizzlies coming after you, you can throw them bones in the opposite direction and maybe save your life. Come on down next week. Join us.
He will come.
And
he's afraid to come. He knows Gaddis.
I guess it's my understanding that the coaches show with Coach Gaddis will be here tonight, next week they will be at Calhoun's as well. So you get to talk firsthand to Coach Gaddis. Let's go around and look at some games tomorrow night. Starts it off. Anderson County at Carter. Big week for Anderson County. They need to win tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm going to take Anderson County, but question marks beside them still. We'll see.
I'm going to take them with an exclamation point.
Okay.
Alcoa at Grace Christian, and what a way to open the season for both of these teams.
Alcoa easy.
Alcoa easy?
Easy.
You know, but you got to admit now, probably the biggest nemesis to Coach Rankin has been Coach Bradley at CAK.
Easy.
Now he's at Grace Christian.
Easy.
I don't know about how easy that one will be. And Rockwood will entertain Midway tomorrow night, and that's a Roane County rivalry.
Where's that game at?
That's at Rockwood.
I'll take Rockwood in that game.
So I'll take Rockwood in that one as well. And then we open full force on Friday night. Oakdale will be at Pickett County. I like Oakdale.
Pickett County.
Austin East will be at Gibbs. I like AE.
I'll take Gibbs.
This is going to be fun. Bledsoe County at OS. I like OS.
I'll take OS.
That's a big game. That's one Coach Green's team needs to put in the W column right off the bat to get the season started off to a good start.
I agree with you. I'll take OS too.
Catholic at Maryville, another big game.
No brainer.
Quarles is gone.
It don't matter.
I like Catholic.
It don't matter.
Catholic
you're wrong.
in an upset.
You're wrong.
Well, you
again.
don't know that yet.
Yeah, I just told you
don't
was.
know that
well,
yet.
I just told
well,
you was.
You can tell me
you're
all you
wrong.
want, no.
Maryville.
No.
You know better.
No.
You know better.
I
to
did
go
before.
Against
I did
know
before.
it don't matter. You know better. That coaching staff has not changed. Only
it
the
has
head
changed.
guys. No, all the assistants are still there. Nobody's changed except the head guy.
So that's not a coaching change?
That's not a coaching change. When all the assistants are there. Ain't nothing changed about that program.
Wow.
Maryville, easy.
Wow.
Easy.
Wow.
Easy. Easy.
No, it won't be easy.
Easy.
That may be your first loss of the year right off the bat.
Easy.
Cherokee at Campbell County. I like Campbell County. Claiborne at Oneida. I'll take Oneida.
I'll take the Indians.
Cofield at Wartburg.
Cofield, that's a no-brainer too. That's easy.
Wartburg is.
And don't get me wrong.
Coach Davis is not there any longer. He's coaching at Rockwood now.
Don't get me wrong. I hope Wartburg does good this year. I'd like to see them. It's better when they win. We have winning teams around here, but it's just Cofield's year.
So why didn't you say Cofield easy?
I said it'll be easy.
No, you didn't say
it will be easy. Parker McKinney, I'll be shocked if he plays the whole game. It'll be a running clock
in
the
the first half.
It'll be a running clock.
He won't
in the
play
second
the first half.
Easy.
I'm gonna
hate it for him,
I'm
but
gonna
it's
guess
easy.
maybe by the end of the first quarter it'll be close to the clock running.
It could be.
Where are we now?
Cofield, Wartburg's the last one.
So Dobbins Bennett at Greenville. I'll take Dobbins Bennett in that one.
I'll take DB.
Farragut at Bradley Central. I like Farragut in that one.
Yeah, I'll take Farragut.
Gatlinburg Pittman at Cloudland. Gatlinburg Pittman in that one.
I'm gonna take Cloudland.
Hardin Valley at Oak Ridge. I like Oak Ridge. You've already given your score.
I've already given Oak Ridge.
So we both like Oak Ridge in that one. Harriman at Kingston.
Wow, big game.
Kingston.
Yeah, Kingston. Hey, Kingston.
Excuse me?
I said Kingston.
Well, I mean, you seem to be.
Well, I hate to pick against Coach Tapp.
Well, I didn't say I wanted to pick against Coach Tapp. I'm just picking.
I just hesitate to do that.
The winner in the game.
Didn't Harriman win that game last year? Did Harriman win?
Time.
First time in buku years. But Kingston gets it back on the tracks this year.
That's another reason I picked Kingston.
Yeah.
I don't think.
And you know, listen, this is an important. You know, I don't think Kingston can start the year out losing a ball game. This is an important ball game.
Big ball game.
This is Panky needs to go.
For both teams.
Right. Right. He needs to go. He needs to win them this year. Or I think he does.
You're on the air.
Hello.
That'll be a huge crowd. Huge crowd to open the season.
Yeah.
Hope the weather's good.
Little chance of rain, I think.
Kings Academy at Silverdale Academy. We've seen Silverdale Academy. We've gone to Silverdale Academy in the playoffs.
I'm going to take Silverdale.
They've been at Oliver Springs. Kings Academy coming on strong, building a nice program. Coach Lau up there is probably his third year.
Yeah, third. Or, yes.
I'm going to take Kings Academy. I think they've gotten their program on track. Loudon at Greenback. Meigs County at Sweetwater. I like Meigs County in that one. Sweetwater, the last 2 years improved improved each year. Sweetwater this year, a team to be beckoned with. But I think Meigs County.
I'm taking Sweetwater in.
I think Meigs County is
Sweetwater
will be the better team. So I'll take Meigs County in that one. Morristown East at Morristown West. I'll use West in that one. Powell at Halls, two teams that are getting back to respectability. Halls has clawed its way back from a cellar situation in the last couple of years. Powell, from all indications, looks like that's going to be an improved football team. So
I'm going to take Halls just for the simple reason Halls has been better the last 2 years, and Powell's just probably starting to get there again.
Scott County at Clinton, another big reason, another one of those games. Clinton needs to win this football game. Big ball game for Clinton.
I agree with you on that. It is a big ball game. I'll take Clinton. I'm a little leery to do that, but I will take them. I hope I'm proved wrong on the leery part. They don't win that game, you could be in trouble early.
Sevier County at Jefferson County. I'll take Sevier County.
We'll take Jeff County.
South Doyle at Heritage. Two teams that again, trying to get back. South Doyle has some really good football players. They have a commitment to Tennessee over there as a running back.
Another no-brainer, South Doyle.
Well, I don't know that it's a no-brainer because Heritage is playing much better football.
South Doyle.
But I'm going to pick South Doyle, but I don't think it's necessarily a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
I had to think hard and long.
I didn't have to think too long.
You just jumped out at South Doyle, though. Tellico Plains at Sequoia. Tellico Plains.
I'm going to take Sequoia.
How come you're taking Sequoia?
A team that's been pretty good the last couple of years. Had a pretty good football team. That's why I'm going to take them. I don't know nothing about the other team. I have no idea what their record was. I don't. They were good. They won some ball games. As a matter of fact,
how many they win?
6, I think. I have no idea, but I'm just telling you. You heard them talk a lot about them. I'm taking them.
I'm gonna tell you what. You've got the determination
and I got the desire
to answer
and the
really quick. It just doesn't always
read
mean
some
anything.
more. Let's go. Read
Doesn't
some
really
more.
mean anything.
And next week, when I've won 95% of my games and you've not, then you'll change your tune and say I cheated somehow.
So you're going to win 95?
I don't know about that, but it'll be up there.
When you said
it'll be better than what yours is.
You think so?
Oh, I know so.
We'll see.
I know so.
We'll see.
You already took somebody to beat Maryville. I mean, you've already lost on that one.
Well, we've got a game here that's probably going to get played in Sunbright because they've got Cofield at Wartburg and Wartburg at Cofield. So somebody's going to get left behind tomorrow night.
Yeah, they are, ain't they?
It's at Cofield.
It's
I'm
at
pretty
Cofield,
sure.
yeah.
West Green at Pigeon Forge. Pigeon Forge trying to start out with a new coach.
Well, a new coach and everything. And man, I don't know a thing about West Green.
Pigeon Forge.
I'll just say Pigeon Forge.
And William Blunt at Lenoir City. I'll take William Blunt.
I'm going to take Lenoir City.
They have a good year last year?
No, did not. I'm just going to take Lenoir City.
Thinking they're going to get off to a good start.
Get off to a good start.
And
somebody needs to be rooting for them for a change, and I'm going to be that guy.
Very well could. Saturday's games, Bearden at West. So Bearden and West going to take a little night off and come out late Saturday night.
Bearden, the team that down the stretch last year, lost a ton of football games, close football games. I'm going to take West.
West last year down a little bit. New coach. I'll take Bearden. Chucky Doak at Northview Academy, a team that's on a couple of our area schedules.
Is it at Northview?
At Northview.
I'll take Northview then.
I'll take Northview as well. So stay tuned. Next week we'll see how these turn out. Do you remember who you took?
No, not really.
Good. So I win.
No,
because I've got them written down.
No, Brad wrote them down back there. Somebody wrote them down back there.
I've got them written down.
I'll call next week and get the results, and I'll know way before you do.
I've called. We'll see. Let's take a break. We'll come back and talk a little college football as well.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods, we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
In today's world, you don't stay in business long without providing exceptional customer service. The Duff family has been providing exceptional customer service for over 44 years. Our customers rate us highly, as shown by the fact we're the only dealer in Tennessee to have earned the Subaru Stellar Care Award for customer satisfaction 6 years in a row. Check our online reviews or ask your friends. They'll tell you to come to Earl Duff Subaru, where buying is a pleasure.
Choose 0% APR financing on all new 2017 Outback models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers, a member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
I got to go to the UT Clemson game in 1974, see two of my favorites hook up for a game-winning touchdown.
One of my favorite memories was the 98 Florida game when they ended up throwing the goalposts in the river.
I went to the 0-2 Tennessee-Arkansas overtime victory, and to this day my wife still gives me a hard time for leaving early.
2 years ago, I got to go to my first Vanderbilt game with my dad, who says he's a good luck charm. That game he was.
I want to say that I was there when they did it, and they're going to do it again, and I know it.
Calhoun's, over 30 years of love and ribs.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
Had a caller earlier asking about the Dobbins-Bennett game with Oak Ridge. That's week 2. Oak Ridge has Hardin Valley, Dobbins-Bennett, Campbell County, and Farragut out of the chute, first 4 games.
Tough stretch.
Tough stretch there. And if they do win the Hardin Valley game, I look for them to go 4-0 during that stretch.
I'm not going to disagree with you. They could go 4-0. They could go 2-2. They could go 3-1. I don't think it's 0-4. If that was the case, it'd be a disastrous start. But I won't say that I just disagree with you. I'm more leaning towards 3-1 maybe.
And if they get through, even at 3-1, if they get through that
great.
part of their schedule.
But I still think, put that schedule back up again there. Who had it up back there? I don't know if that's Brad or who. He had a schedule on the TV right there. I think you got to go. I think you go one more game and go the West game, just to say that's another tough game. I just say go one more game.
Well, but I don't think
that 5-game stretch right there.
I don't think West is near.
Well, they might not be, but you never know how it's going to play out at the end. That West game being right after Farragut, if it's an emotional loss or a big win, could go either way maybe. And that's the only way I'm looking at. I don't think they have a chance to beat Oak Ridge, but it could be one of them catch-me games. Sevier County, a program that has went way down the last couple of years. I mean, it's went way down. So they get in, Oak Ridge gets into the easier part of their schedule coming after West, coming down the stretch, except for the very last game of the year. And that's a game that I probably would pay to go see.
Yeah, that'd be a huge game, and certainly, you know, at that juncture of the season too.
That could be
you really hate to see a game like that because, you know, that's a hard-fought game. Injuries come into play then to start the playoffs.
That could be for the region championship.
Could be, sure could.
Could be for the region championship.
Could be because you figure, you know, the Dobbins-Bennett Farragut, Clinton, you know, Powell. Those are non-district games. So.
And I'm going to guess at this, and I'm only going to say this because Oak Ridge is the bigger school here. I think if Oak Ridge has an injury, it might be easier for them to overcome the injury than it would be if a Fulton has the same injury, with Fulton being a smaller school playing up the way they're playing up. So, no, I'm not taking anything away from the game. It'll be a good game regardless. So, but at that time of the year, yeah, people's banged up, so it'll be an interesting game. But it very well could be the region championship game.
Of course, the other thing is Fulton loses their quarterback, and they lose a chunk of their offense.
Who? Fulton? They didn't lose a quarterback.
I said if they
yeah,
do.
oh yes, if they do, yes, I misunderstood you. Yes, I agree with. But I've not really heard much about Fulton this year. You know, it's sort of flying on the radar. But here's a kid that started since he's a freshman. He's a junior now, so they should have their feet back under him over there. And I would think that they got their defensive coordinator back that was with them when they won the 2 championships back to back. The guy that was the head coach at Carter is back at Fulton now as a defensive coordinator, so maybe that'll shore that back up. But I just think that's going to be that's a good money gate too, man. That's a huge gate. Oak Ridge travels really well, and believe it or not, Fulton don't travel bad in football. So when they come here next year, that'll be a good crowd here too. So that would be a type of game you don't have as game of the week.
Yeah, it'll be huge, and like you say, could be for the region championship. And don't forget, tomorrow night, I think at Old Ben Franklin Motors, there's a community pep rally, I think, for Oak Ridge. So we're going to have the football team, the cheerleaders, the dance team.
Well, they take it to another level here. I mean, football's always been king down here, and you know, it still is today. I mean, they probably talk as much high school football right here in this area as they do anywhere. Well, I'm going to rephrase that a little bit. We probably talk high school football more in this area all the way around, I mean, just with everybody, but we're football crazy around here. So it's really a good time of year. It's hard to believe 6-7 weeks ago we weren't thinking about it. We had talked about it a little bit, but it's hard to believe that it's right here at us, and it's time for another year to tee it up and kick it off.
You're exactly right.
It's hard to believe.
And with high school football kicking off, college football right behind it. And actually, we'll start having, the Thursday before Labor Day, you're going to start having Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday games. So, and of course, Tennessee will be on Monday the 4th.
You want to talk about some big college football games coming up here in the next couple of weeks? I mean, within the next really 2 weeks. Man, there's some huge games.
Big games.
The Michigan-Florida game's a big game. I mean, Florida now suspended their top receiver. He's going to be out for that game. The talk today is possibly even longer. Yes, talk also was maybe for the year. Don't know that. That's just some talk. So we'll see what happens. 6 of them total got suspended there, I think.
So you sit around and watch that TV sports stuff?
I try to watch a little bit of it.
Is it pretty interesting?
Yeah, it is. I try to watch the Fombine show in the afternoon. I try to catch it every now and then. Try to catch the first part of it. He usually has some guests on that'll talk about it. That's where, a couple 3 weeks ago, he had Marcus Spears was on there that played at LSU. And for a guy that's a graduate from there, he really bashed LSU because he said LSU talks about being a national powerhouse, and they're not. He said they've not played for any national championships recently, and they've not. So he was saying really overrated. That's coming out of his mouth. So there's a lot of, I guess, the best person they've had on there recently, and he didn't answer any questions, was the athletic director from Ole Miss. He dodged every question he could dodge.
He came on that program?
He was on that program, and I'm asking those tough. I mean, you have to give old guy credit. He asked those tough questions, and he just, after the next day, I thought, well, let's see if there's a bunch of fans that call in. He said, I don't know why we had him on, because I didn't learn no more than I already knew. He didn't tell us nothing. Did
he really expect him to?
Well, I don't know. He first of all, I think he was shocked that he came on the program. It's like Mike Griffin being on there today talking about Tennessee, and he predicted Tennessee to be 8 or 9 wins, and he thought that would be enough to keep Butch Jones from really being in trouble. Well, I don't.
Oh yeah.
I don't think 8. I think it takes 9 at least.
No, 8-4, he's
you
okay.
think 8-4, he's okay?
I think he
Barry,
is.
look at the schedule. He could lose.
I think
that could be to Florida. He could be
That's
Alabama,
right.
Florida, Georgia.
That's right.
Well, what if Vanderbilt beats him again? That's your fifth
then
loss.
Then you said 8-4.
I did say 8-4, but I'm saying what if? Because I'm 7-5, and I think he's going to lose 5 games being the Georgia Tech game.
I think he can go 8-4, and I think the reason that I think that is first of all, he's got too big a buyout. Secondly, is he got a new athletic director. I think he's got. Plus, I think when he brought Coach Hoke in, I think he's got him a 2-year contract at least. I just think it's going to.
Another thing that you just mentioned was another thing that was talked about today. Mike Griffith said probably the best hire Butch Jones has made is Hoke.
Sure.
And also another thing he said that I didn't realize this, the offensive coordinator being Larry Scott and ever who the line coach is were together. Who?
Wells.
Were together. I thought he said they were together at South University.
Florida.
No, not Florida, but who was the? Is it University of South Florida or is it?
Yeah, the University of South.
That 4 or 5 years ago, or a little bit longer, they were ranked number 2 in the country. Had a really good offensive coordinator and a line coach, and they're back together. That's what they said today. I don't know nothing about it. So
see, I think too, and I guess, and maybe I'm totally out of line, but I think you bring Hoke in, and if you go 7-5, obviously the defensive coordinator is going to be gone, and I think you bring Hoke in and elevate him to defensive.
Well,
coordinator.
I don't think Butch Jones' seat's the color of my shirt or your shirt, more mine than yours. I don't think it's anywhere like it. I think it's just a lukewarm right now. But, he missed his opportunity last year to put all this to bed.
He did.
Here's what bothers me about it. I like Butch Jones. I think he's a great recruiter. But so far, we've not seen it on the field.
We haven't, and I think that's another reason that his seat isn't as hot as your shirt. Is recruiting class coming in.
He's got a good recruiting class coming, but so far he's not proved that he can coach him. Okay. The next thing that really bothers me, had a fairly good year last year. I know he didn't meet expectation, but his contract didn't get extended in any form or fashion.
And it shouldn't have.
And to me, that runs the color of my shirt up, being in a red flag, and puts a red flag up just a little bit.
Well,
listen, how many times does an athletic director come out and say they support, and when it's all said and done, they fire?
Okay, so you're saying then the week after the Vanderbilt fiasco, you should have extended his contract?
No.
You would have been run off if you were the athletic
I think you'd
director.
extend it maybe after he wins the bowl game, sort of redeems himself a little bit.
But the bowl game.
It's not. I know. I'm with you.
The bowl game isn't where you should be.
No, I'll tell you what probably should have happened after the Vanderbilt loss. You know what should have happened after the Vanderbilt loss? They probably should have fired.
Well, I mean, but then
you
you're
just won't
firing.
be honest.
But then you're firing him on emotions.
Well, maybe you are, but we shouldn't lose to Vanderbilt.
Well, you shouldn't.
We should not lose to Kentucky.
But my point is,
we shouldn't.
Well, but my point is that
basketball might be a different story.
He had a chance, and all he had to do, and I say all he had to do, was to beat Vanderbilt, and the University of Tennessee is back in the Sugar Bowl.
Beats Vanderbilt, plays in a national primetime bowl game, the only bowl game on TV is the Sugar Bowl, the only one on TV that night at that time slot, the only one. How much more publicity could he got for his university? And they went to Nashville, and they flat out choked. Call it any way you want to call it, they choked.
Well, I don't know if it's choking.
It's choking.
I think you just don't get the effort, and the effort belongs to him.
Now you go back to somebody that's on the hot seat, and I said this last week. I think Texas A&M coach is definitely on the hot seat. Definitely.
I mean, they've let him come in, and they've paid the coordinators.
Buku, millions of dollars,
and they just hadn't gotten it done. Now, they're playing on the west side, which is a little tougher, but still, they shouldn't be losing to the teams they're losing to.
So, like I said, I don't think Butch Jones is on the hot seat. I'd like to see him be successful, so we don't need this yo-yo coaching carousel that we've had over there recently, but man, it still falls back. And we talked about this here not long ago with Clinton, just not winning over the last 2 or 3 years. Once you start that losing stuff, it takes a long time to get it out of your system. And once Former run this bus in the ditch back in the day, we're still trying to get out of the ditch.
Now you're out.
Now he's got it out partly, but we're still trying to get it out of the ditch.
You're out of.
No, I'm not out of order. I'm in order, Your Honor. And that's the way it is. It's right down the middle, straight down the middle of I-75.
We'll try to get him in order right after this break.
I'll take my medicine. What we done?
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods, we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
In today's world, you don't stay in business long without providing exceptional customer service. The Duff family has been providing exceptional customer service for over 44 years. Our customers rate us highly, as shown by the fact we're the only dealer in Tennessee to have earned the Subaru Stellar Care Award for customer satisfaction 6 years in a row. Check our online reviews or ask your friends. They'll tell you to come to Earl Duff Subaru, where buying is a pleasure.
Choose 0% APR financing on all new 2017 Outback models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Earl Duff Subaru in Harriman.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
I got to go to the UT Clemson game in 1974, see two of my favorites hook up for a game-winning touchdown.
One of my favorite memories was the 98 Florida game when they ended up throwing the goalposts in the river.
I went to the 0-2 Tennessee Arkansas overtime victory, and to this day my wife still gives me a hard time for leaving early.
2 years ago, I got to go to my first Vanderbilt game with my dad, who says he's a good luck charm. That game he was.
I want to say that I was there when they did it, and they're going to do it again, and I know it.
Calhoun's, over 30 years of love and ribs.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
Welcome back to the locker room, and again, invite you tomorrow night to be out at Old Ben Franklin Motors on the Turnpike, where Oak Ridge will introduce their football team, cheerleaders, coaching staff, all kinds of stuff going on out there. So get out tomorrow night.
That's another place Jeremiah won't be neither.
Is that right?
Old Ben Franklin Motors.
He won't be there. Don't get him started now. He may.
But no, he won't be there. I'm just telling you, he won't be there. It don't matter if I get him started or not. That's the place he ain't going to go. Just like he won't call in tonight.
So
not on there, so he's done that. But hey, can I go back and change the high school game?
Sure.
I've been thinking about one.
Sure.
I'll let you know here, man, if I'm going to change one. I might be going to change my pick on something.
Okay.
I got until time we go off.
As we look at UT's schedule, again, we've talked about the Georgia Tech game. On the road in Atlanta, supposedly when they scheduled that thing, knowing it was in Georgia Tech's backyard, but still the new stadium, sort of, I guess, supposedly a neutral site. Georgia Tech, now you're saying is trying to make up, but I just don't see how UT got their allotment, asked for more, sold those out, and.
No, UT didn't give it, just the original allotment, and that's it.
And then on the streets down there,
Georgia Tech bought them all.
On the
and
streets
them to their and gave them to their fans.
On the streets down there, you'll probably see many more Tennessee fans trying to get tickets in there.
Said Dave thought there'd be more Georgia Tech fans in the stadium than there would be Orange. Said he thought he'd never say that. That's Mike Griffin saying that. It's not David Queener.
Okay.
I'm going to repeat it. So you can dispute, call him up over to Sentinel tomorrow
and
talk to him.
And then they come back to Knoxville for the Indiana State game. That's a warm up.
That's a fluke
to go to Florida. And I don't care how many they have at Florida. I'll never be at Florida again.
Scaredy cat.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Me and Triple D's going, I think.
They've done me in at Florida.
Will you pay for me and Triple D to go?
No.
Well, why? You answered too quick. Why not?
It didn't take long. It didn't take long.
Because Triple D's where you at the last 3 weeks.
And then they come back and play Massachusetts, and that's another.
That's a fluke.
That's another warm up, because then you have the meat of the schedule. You play Georgia in Knoxville, South Carolina in Knoxville, and some are saying that the sleeper in the East this year could be South Carolina.
Got a good quarterback, good young quarterback. Supposedly has some receivers to throw to. I think the question mark is the defensive side of the football. So we'll see.
You're even talking like some of those commentators on TV now.
You know, I could be going up. You never know.
Defensive side.
On the defensive side of the football. Well, see, I watched the little Paul Feinbaum today.
That's good. That's good.
I tried to do a little research before I come to the show on Wednesday nights. I don't come here and fly by the seat of my britches.
But then you have, then you have Georgia, South Carolina. Then you go to Alabama, which is a really, really tough place to go. Then you come back on the road again to Kentucky.
Let me ask you a question. If Tennessee loses the Florida game, then wins the Massachusetts game, and then they lose 3 in a row, how hot will the seat be then?
I think it warms up, but I still don't think it's enough.
It's already warm.
It's already
a little lukewarm right now.
But it's not enough.
So you've already got you're sitting at 2.
What did he do at Georgia Tech?
Right now you're sitting at 2 and 4.
So he lost at Georgia Tech. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying he wins Georgia Tech.
Okay.
You would be 3 and 4 right now. If you lose to Florida and you lose them 3 games, that's 4 losses, and you would have won 3.
Yeah, but how about Georgia?
Lose to Georgia.
Can you
South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama.
You lose to South Carolina?
Lose to Florida, that's 4. And you would have won 3. You'd have beat Georgia Tech, you'd have beat Indiana, you'd beat Massachusetts. That would be your 3 wins.
So then you win out. You win out. You have to win at Kentucky, Southern Miss, at Missouri, LSU at home, and Vanderbilt.
Not going to win it. Not going to beat LSU.
Good. LSU is not just like the former players.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I just don't think they'll beat LSU. I don't think they'll beat LSU. That's why I say.
And by that late in the season, LSU could have already folded.
But maybe. Let me ask you this question, and we've talked about this, so I don't think you can jump off the ship with me here where you possibly can. They lose to Georgia Tech. And then they lose those, and Florida, and then they lose those 3 games in a row. What happens?
Well, you still just have.
He's not 3 and 3. He's not 3 and 4 now. He's 2 and 5.
That's 5 losses.
With a tough, some tough.
So again, that means that just puts more pressure on you to have to win out.
Take the records out of it, because Vanderbilt, Kentucky always play Tennessee tough. It don't matter what.
Yeah, but
Tennessee usually wins it 9 times out of 10, except against Vanderbilt. Butch Jones don't have too good a record. You take those games. Missouri, Tennessee had trouble with them for years past, just maybe.
Yeah, but Missouri's
and you still
not the same football team.
I know they're not, but still, just a little rep over there. And then LSU could be a 6 loss there, so we could be sitting at 6 and 6. He's 6 and 6. There might not be nothing you can do to save him.
6 and 6 would be tough. 6 and 6 would be tough.
Oh, just be tough. Because 6 and 6 would be difficult.
6 and 6 would be tough.
It would really be flaming my shirt then.
Because at 6 and 6, a lot of things have happened that shouldn't have happened. Not only just losses. Only just losses, but other
I don't
things.
think that'll happen, but I'm looking for 7 and 5, somewhere 7 and 5, 8 and 4.
7 and 5, not a whole lot different than 6 and 6.
No, it's not. And see, then with Tennessee fans, that's why I asked you, would Tennessee fans be happy if they were 8 and 4, went to a bowl game, wound up 9 and 4 again? I don't think Tennessee fans is going to be happy. I think the pressure will mount so much.
It depends on the losses, who the losses.
Well, I think they'll beat a Florida.
And I think then at that
Alabama,
time, and then
Georgia.
at that time, I think
And I'll go LSU.
At that time, you probably start looking at. I think you make changes. He makes changes on his staff.
Yeah, but Ron, how many more changes he made?
Well,
He's practically changed them. It'd be another wholesale change again. He had a wholesale change this year. He changed a bunch this year.
He did.
So I mean, eventually, it's got to fall back on the head coach.
And I think it has.
And I think that's a shame because he has a really good. It'd be nice if they let that recruiting class get in next year, and then maybe they can fire him after that.
But I just think
Said the kid they thought the starting quarterback would be what was it, Normandy?
Yeah.
Thought that's who the starting quarterback would be. Yeah. Look for him to play both of them, Mo.
Well,
I think he plays both of them just to keep one of them around.
Well, you're not going to play. You're going to have. I don't think that helps. I don't think you can sparingly play one and him stay.
Well,
one
they thought
one is gone.
They thought. Just some talk today. There was a thought that not Normandy. What's the other one's name? Garen Mott, whatever his name is. They thought he might win it out eventually. But they said Normandy's really looked good here recently. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't know how they know because there's not much media coverage of practice. I mean, not unless they're just getting some, from somebody else. So I don't know. So it'll be interesting. Garen Tomo or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
He's a redshirt freshman, so yeah, they play him and he burns it.
He looks like he's got ice in his veins. I mean, he doesn't look like anything's gonna bother him.
I think we got two pretty good quarterbacks there, so it'll be interesting to see. There's my favorite football coach, Joe Gaddis. How about that? I ain't seen him in a year. He just pops in here.
You're on the air.
Hey, Queener. Hey, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, Queener.
Why's that?
Hey, I'm going to ask you and Ron a question, and I know you a Cofield man because you've been talking about him for about the last 3 weeks, and that guy named Parker McKinney, whatever that quarterback, apparently he's a good athlete because I understand he's an outstanding basketball player. But like T. Higgins, he got the 3 Ds, excellent prospect. And I'm going to ask you, you and Ron, do you think Parker McKinney has the 3 Ds?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Well, okay, then. Well, you know what the 3 Ds are like. You know what they stand for.
Yeah.
And so, the guy got asked, and I think he's been I'd have heard of him. I heard him he's the better quarterback in the state.
He is.
And then one in the country.
He's a good quarterback.
And like I say, we Anderson County, whatever, we close to Cofield. They got a good program, and I know they lost the coach here a couple of years or a year ago or whatever, David Crest, and he was outstanding. He left that program always been in pretty good shape. But
that's a good program.
We want to pray for all these athletes around here, and pray that they do well and they succeed. And with this drug epidemic and these kids they getting misled by people that get in their ear and tell them the wrong thing. We pray that God will lead them, because He's the one giving them the talent to succeed anyway. The T. Higgins of Parker McKinney, and God gives them that. The Bible says that all gifts and perfect gifts come from on high, and so we know the Lord that gives them the gift and the talent to succeed. It's just up to them to maximize and utilize the ability that the good Lord gives them. And I'm going to let y'all go there.
Okay, buddy.
Thank you, man.
All right, then. God bless you.
I know you're watching on TV. Just stay tuned. Your favorite coach will be on here in just a minute.
Stay tuned for the Coaches Show with Coach Gaddis coming up, and he'll have a lot of information for you as the Wildcats get ready to open this season again. So big Friday night.
I ain't gonna change my pick.
Big
I'll tell
Friday
you off
night.
air huh?
Said another and big Friday night this week. So stay tuned. We'll be at Kingston for the Kingston Harriman game right here on Channel 12. Be back in the locker room next week from Calhoun's. Come join us. Have a great week.